Red Wing fans, Ken Kell for the weekend edition of Game Day Preview presented by Comerica Bank. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. Two teams from the Atlantic Division. They get their rivalry going again, the Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings, here at Air Canada Center today and at Joe Louis Arena on Saturday night. The Maple Leafs are 2-2 on the season. After dropping their first two games, they won their last two, including a 3-2 decision over the Colorado Avalanche. The Red Wings are 1-1-1 on the season. They dropped their last decision to the Boston Bruins on Wednesday night in a shootout by a 3-2 score. Earlier today, we caught up with Gustav Nyquist, 3 goals in his last 3 games. We also talked with Brendan Smith and Red Wings head coach Mike Babcock.
We're expecting a fast team. They like to keep their feet moving and play fast hockey, and they live off turnovers. Obviously, they got some real skilled guys up front that can score goals, a lot of them. So we got to look out for that.
I think it's different. Toronto team than previous years. I mean, you saw last year that they were starting to get, I think, their momentum going, and they're a much better team. You can't take them lightly because they'll burn you. And would they get off to a bad start? But I think they've picked it up and they're rolling a little bit. So it's some team that we have to make sure that we come out flying.
Well, I mean, I was telling everyone a couple days ago how fast we were, and then I watched us play Boston. We're slow as molasses, so I'm hoping it's going to be fast from our end and slow from their end.
Mike, what's the difference between playing back-to-back games against the same team versus just 2 games in 2 nights?
Well, what I like about it as a coach, you got your pre-scout right on your computer because you just watched them. So that's positive. The second thing is maybe a little more rivalry that way, but we're getting to know these teams very well. You play them in exhibition, you play them last year. We've played Boston I don't know how many times, but it's nice to play someone else, but it's nice to play teams you're familiar with, and then you're not tricking anybody. To me, hockey's not about tricking anybody. It's about doing it better, longer, and harder, and in the end, you win.
Here are the projected lineups heading into the weekend series. Henrik Zetterberg's in the middle between Johan Franzen and Gustav Nyquist. The kid line remains intact with Sheahan in the middle, Tomas Jurko on the right side, and Thomas Tatar on the left. Darren Helm is in the middle between Andre Nestrashil and Justin Abdelkader. The fourth line, Luke Glendening centering Joachim Anderson and Drew Miller. On defense, Nicholas Kronwall teamed up with Brendan Smith. Jakob Kindle is teamed up with Jonathan Eriksson. And Danny DeKeyser is with Kyle Quincy. Heading into the weekend in goal will be Jimmy Howard in Toronto. And there's a good possibility that Jonas Gustafsson will play in Detroit. Puck drop tonight is at 7:30 between the Wings and the Leafs. Tomorrow at Joe Louis Arena, 7 o'clock. You can hear all the action on the radio on 97.1 The Ticket or watch with Ken and Mickey on Fox Sports Detroit. For Comerica Bank Game Day Preview, I'm Ken Kell. Enjoy the weekend games.